Commander Vex stood at the viewport, mandibles clicking nervously as the invasion fleet approached the blue-green planet. Earth, classified as Deep World 372 in galactic records, was notorious, even among seasoned warriors of the Thracian Empire. "Sir, are you certain about this mission?" Lieutenant Rill asked, six eyes blinking in sequence. "Reports from our scouts are concerning. The High Council demands resources." Vex replied flatly. "This planet has them in abundance. The natives may be resilient, but they're primitive. Our technology will overwhelm them." The fleet descended through cloud cover toward a northern continent blanketed in white. Intelligence had suggested attacking during what the humans called winter, when their world grew hostile even to its inhabitants. Surely the bipeds would be weakened, huddling in their dwellings, easy prey. Vex had studied the humans extensively. Soft-skinned endotherms with no natural armor, no claws, minimal strength compared to Thracian warriors. Their only advantages were their bizarre endurance and adaptability, traits that had earned Earth its Death World classification despite the lack of apex predators. "Landing parties, prepare for deployment," Vex ordered. "Remember your training. These humans are fragile but unpredictable." The first Thracian scouts emerged from their craft onto the snow-covered landscape near a small human settlement. Their thermal regulation suits hummed as they compensated for the brutal cold, a temperature that would instantly kill an unprotected Thracian. "How did the natives survive this?" muttered Kral, elite scout, checking his atmospheric readings. Minus 20 degrees and the atmospheric moisture is frozen solid. "Movement detected," Draz announced, pointing toward the tree line. The scouts raised their plasma rifles and took defensive positions. What emerged from the forest made them hesitate, mandibles slack with confusion. The approaching figures were wrong. Bulbous, misshapen silhouettes trudged through deep snow. They were twice the size of the humans in their intelligence files. Their forms were bulky, with strange protuberances and unnatural symmetry. Most terrifying was their seamless movement through the killing cold, completely unconcerned by conditions that threatened even the Thracians' advanced environmental suits. "What are they?" whispered Kral. Commander Vex's voice crackled over the comm. "Maintain positions. Gather intelligence." As the figures approached, details became clearer. They moved with purpose, carrying primitive projectile weapons. Their outer layers were a confusion of textures, some parts glossy, others dull and fluffy. Their heads were grotesquely enlarged and featureless, except for reflective panels where eyes should be. "Sir," Draz transmitted, voice trembling, "I believe they've modified themselves. These can't be the same species from our intelligence." Jake Miller adjusted his ski goggles and signaled to his hunting buddies. "Got movement by the tree line. Probably just deer. Let's check it out." The three men trudged through knee-deep snow, their breath clouding around their balaclavas. They'd been tracking a buck since dawn, and the strange lights they'd seen earlier had piqued their curiosity. "What the hell is that?" Tom whispered, pointing toward metallic objects half buried in snow. Before Jake could respond, he spotted them. Bizarre insectoid creatures in sleek suits, holding what could only be weapons. They were frozen in place, staring at the hunters. "Holy shit," Jake breathed. "Are those aliens?" Commander Vex watched the live feed from his scouts with mounting horror. The humans had approached without hesitation, showing no fear of the armed Thracian warriors. When one of the bulbous creatures reached up and peeled away its face to reveal a pink, furless visage underneath, panic rippled through the command center. "They're removing parts of themselves," gasped an officer. "No," Vex realized, mandibles clicking rapidly. "It's not biological, it's clothing." The revelation hit the command crew like a physical blow. These weren't cybernetic enhancements or genetic modifications. The humans, the soft, vulnerable humans, had created artificial exoskeletons from mere fabric and synthetic materials, allowing them to walk unharmed through conditions that would kill most sentient species in minutes. "They've conquered their world's deadliest environment with primitive technology," Vex said, his voice hollow. "What kind of creatures are these?" Jake pulled down his balaclava and smiled awkwardly at the alien creatures. "Ah, come in peace?" The reaction was instantaneous. The aliens backed away, weapons raised but shaking visibly. What'd I say? Jake asked. Tom shrugged, unzipping his parka slightly. Beats me. Maybe they don't like hunters. The aliens' reaction to this simple act, the casual adjustment of outer layers, sent them into further panic. One dropped its weapon, chittering frantically to its companions. Abort mission. Recall all ground forces immediately, Vex ordered, watching as his elite warriors retreated from humans, who were now removing more layers, revealing more of their true forms with casual disregard. But sir, the Council doesn't understand what we're dealing with, Vex snapped. These creatures don't just survive their Dith world. They've mastered it using only primitive materials and ingenuity. He stared at the screen, watching a human casually drink hot liquid from a container while standing and killing cold, completely unconcerned with conditions that had the Thracian environmental suits working at maximum capacity. A species that can adapt so completely to such extremes through artificial means. Imagine what weapons they could create if they felt threatened. As the alien ships rose into the winter sky, Jake and his friends stood bewildered in the snow, thermal mugs of coffee in their gloved hands. Did that just happen? Tom asked. Jake nodded slowly, pulling his hood back up against the freshening wind. Yep. Aliens came to invade Earth during Minnesota winter and apparently got scared off by our parkas. Should we tell someone? Jake took a long sip of coffee and shrugged. Probably. But first, let's finish this hunt. It's gonna be dark soon, and it's supposed to drop to 30 below tonight. None of them noticed Commander Vex's final report to the Galactic Council. Death World 372 natives have evolved beyond our understanding. They don't adapt to their environment. They force their environment to adapt to them. For the safety of the Empire, no further contact is recommended.